we can get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Athens Institute for Education and Research, Atiner for short, I welcome you to this, the 6th Annual International Conference on Sociology. My name is George Poulos, and I'm the Vice President of Research at Atiner. Let me just say a few words about our institute, It was established in 1995, and its mission is to act as a forum where academics and researchers from all over the world can come together to this historical cradle of democracy, Athens, in order to exchange ideas on their research, to interact with each other, and to discuss future prospects in their disciplines. Basic activities of the Institute include international symposiums and conferences such as this one, publications and research. And since 1995, Atiner has organized close to 150 international conferences and has published more than 100 books. At this stage, I would like to welcome our President, Professor Papanikos, and Professor Katsas, Head of the Sociology Research Unit at Atiner. Turning to today's activities, you should each have a program, and you'll note that in some cases there are parallel sessions. You will, of course, choose which sessions to go to. Please note, and this is important, that each presentation is limited to 15 minutes, and the chairpersons will keep the time. They use 5-minute, 3-minute, and 1-minute reminder cards for the presenters. Should you need to make use of technical facilities in your presentation, please confirm that everything is in order before your presentation. There will be someone from the admin staff to help you in this regard. Now I'd like to ask the chairs to adhere strictly to the time restraints. Please allow for questions and discussion after all the papers have been presented and not after each paper. Also, please fill out the report forms that you'll be receiving. This is important because the final program will be based on the chairperson's reports. And also allow for a 10-minute coffee break between sessions in true Greek style. The Greek night tonight, the dinner tomorrow night, the cruise and archaeological tour are available at an additional cost, and vouchers can be purchased from the admin organizers. For the Greek night tonight, the person to speak to is our Director of Communication, Dr. Margarita Kefalaki. Where are you? There you are. And for the urban walk, I see Professor Katsas. Papers from the conference will be published as a collection of essays. You will receive an email after the conference asking you for a final draft, publication consideration, and any other information that may be relevant. You'll be given about a month to complete and send your final draft through to us. Papers that are submitted will go through a referee process. We at Atiner would also like to collaborate with other institutions and individual scholars on research and education projects. And so please let us know if you're interested in this type of collaboration. We also welcome volunteers amongst you for the preparation of conference publications. So if you'd like to act as a referee or as an editor, please contact us. Part of our vision is to also organize visiting fellowships, and we're now in the process of discussing this. If you're not yet an academic member of the Institute, we would like you to join. And finally, academic colleagues, as is clear from the program, you have come from so many different countries, and we at Atiner sincerely hope that you will make the most of this opportunity to interact with each other, and that you'll enjoy this conference, that you'll go back home with fond memories, and most of all, that you'll want to come back to our conferences. At this stage, I'd like to ask Professor Katsas to say a few words as well. And then
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome from me. I'm Gregory Katsas, and I'm the head of the research unit, Sociology Research Unit here at Atiner. I'm very proud of this conference because we have a collection of a quite long list of papers, 57 papers, spread out to 10 themes over 12 sessions. You'll see all of that in the printed program. Anything that you'd like to, any concern, any issue, you can find me. I'll be here all day today, all day tomorrow, I'll be running the urban walk tomorrow for those that have registered. I'd like to say one major thing about Atiner conferences. The aim is to network, the aim is to meet other people that are working in the same or other similar fields, and through that interaction you may have collaborations, projects. We have had a number of such academic projects. The strength of our conferences is the rather small size, and something that we're very proud of. People stay and listen to other people's conferences, sessions or talks, even if it's outside of their specific area. As far as the logistics, Dr. Poulos mentioned the 15-minute limit for presenters. We are keeping that, and that's the main job that chairs do, to keep the 15 minutes so that everybody has a fair chance to present, and then leave more time with questions and answers, and even more talk, even on an individual basis during the breaks. So that's important. I think I want to say something and very briefly about our publication policy. It is a policy that we don't publish a book of proceedings, believing that this is not as powerful as publishing a thematic book. So what happens, based on different editors' interests, they collect papers from a number of conferences, not necessarily sociology, but related papers on a specific topic from different conferences, Atiner conferences, and they publish a thematic volume which adds strength. However, we do publish an abstract book in electronic form, so as soon as this conference is going to be over, the abstract book is going to be uploaded on the site. And any more specific information or details that you'd like to ask, please find me. I'll be happy to explain. I don't want to take up too much more of my time. They're already giving me dirty looks here. Should I stall? Should I start dancing, singing? You don't want me to sing, by the way. Welcome. It's a new day in Greece as of yesterday. Maybe we'll have an opportunity to talk about that in the context of political sociology and social change. Let me give the floor to the president of Atiner, Dr. Papanikos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My turn to welcome you to Athens, Greece, a very revolutionary Athens. It's been like that for the last 2,500 years. Actually, tomorrow you will see the west part of Parthenon, where the demonstrations were taking place 2,000 years ago. And maybe during the Greek night, you will see where the demonstrations take place in modern times. We had elections yesterday. This is very important thing. The results, nobody knows what it is. A lot of parties, a lot of, nobody got more than 20% of the vote. There are two things, though, that they are unique. One thing is that there is a big crunch of people that did not go to vote. So it's about 35 to 40%. And because of the electoral system, in order to get into parliament, you must get at least 3% of the vote. It's low. And there is about an 18% of the electorate that they are not represented in the parliament. So 18% of those that they voted, they were not able to elect their party. So predictions are very difficult to make. You can have from a civil war, most probably will start today, or to find some people that they can collaborate in a coalition and form a law. Most probably we'll have a new elections. This is how the problems of not having a government can be solved. There is an interesting thing, though, that a lot of people do not read it, is that if you add up the percentages, almost over 80% of those that they vote for the parties, they want to remain in Europe, the Eurozone, but nobody wants to pay the price for that. That's not unique, I should say, to Greek politics. Let's see how they can solve this huge trade-off. As Professor Kata said, we'll have the opportunity actually, because given the high publicity that the Greek affairs get from all over the world, which is not something new, by the way. In the 19th century, I think the hits in the Twitter was millions. And in the 1950s, billions, the hits in the Facebook and the Twitter, the social media of the time, I guess. But still, it gets a lot of attraction what is going on. There is a good reason for that. Of course, some Greeks think that they are the people chosen by God to lead democracy, chaos, anarchy. I mean, that's all in ancient Athens. They might be related, but there is a great interest, and we'll have the opportunity, starting from last year, the Politics Research Unit organized a very good roundtable discussion, and we tried to institutionalize this here. So tomorrow, we'll have an opportunity to invite some of the participants, and I think myself. We have a roundtable just after lunch, where we will discuss the global economy and society. Everybody can say anything that he wants to say. So this is a very important thing. Actually, there are some of the participants, myself, I think Professor Katas. So we'll have the opportunity to discuss where our society is going in a globalized world. So I don't think I have more to say about the elections. Let's come back to this institute. Actually, it's an association. As Professor Poulos said, you are more than welcome to become a member if you like what we are doing. So wait until the end of this story. And it's open. It's an association of academics and research from all over the world. And our mission, if you want, is to make Athens a place, not any other city, but Athens was chosen because the two most important works that the academics do is research and teaching, or teaching and research. So that's why we call it education and research. It has nothing to do with the faculty of education, it has nothing to do with the education study. Because we thought that researchers and teachers, academic teachers, should be part of this association. Actually, it was found outside Greece. And in 1995, we tried to start it, the first conference. It was 3 years. And we brought only, I think, 20 or 50 people. And we organized only one event. Now, after 15 years, we have organized more than 150 conferences. And we have brought here 15,000 people. Greeks from Greece are not allowed to present, for obvious reasons, believe it or not. There are many reasons. One reason is that will dominate the conference. It's very common. I'm not talking about the United States, because 99% they come from the United States, the participants in the national conference. But in any other conferences, if they take place in a country, like 50%, they come from the country, they dominate the conference. Of course, they are more than welcome to come here and listen. But who listens these days, or who reads these days? That's another story. So they prefer not to listen or not to read, and usually when they are in the program, they don't appear, because they want only for their CV. So this conference is not a Mickey Mouse conference. In other words, it's not a conference that you all appear in the program, even though you never present. That's why you have this innovation of final program. That means after the first session or second session, if someone does not appear, we decapitate him. Not in the program anymore. So we ostracize him, to use a democratic old term. So in other words, you disappear from the abstract book, from the publication, from it. So what is important is not what you are saying, but that you are here. And of course, you should be academic otherwise. And this, I should mention, we have two problems with that. First, here we have more than 20 countries, I think, represented. Overall our conferences this year, we organized 25 conferences, and we'll have more than close to 2,000 people from 100 different countries. As you can imagine, that's what I should mention. The best English accent is mine. I mean, nobody knows how ancient Greek was spoken. So because we don't, the best is mine. So those people, and that's why I think that's how English should be scored. I'm saying that to the people that they are not, their language is not, the first language is not English. We use English just as a mode of communication, and I know that as teaching communication mode is very important. What I'm saying is that come here, speak your English, that's the best English, and we don't accept any political, social, cultural, whatever might be implied by using English. And second thing is those that they speak English very well, if you really want to be heard, speak slowly, because you do not understand. Your English is not good. So you don't communicate your message. You have to go very slow if this is the purpose. Now this is very important what I'm saying, because we have some people, their work is very good in their own language. So respect someone, don't say that this is garbage. That's the North Americans that usually say this is garbage. But maybe their research is much better than the way that they present. So you have to be, this is very important what I'm saying from my long experience of being around for many years. And second thing that is really very important, I think, is that, and this is true, we have compromised the average quality of the work presented might be accepted, but the standard deviation is very high, which means the reason is very simple. Imagine that someone applies from a very remote country, and we have only one participant, because one of the criteria is the country. For us, it's not important what he says there for 15 minutes. If you can impress the world in 15 minutes, do it. But it's not important. The important is the participation, the interaction, that we learn from others. In fields like sociology, this is unknown, our friends Latins used to say. So this is very important what I'm saying, and respect that. What else? About publication, we do in editors and reviews. We're not doing a very good job. Last year was even worse about publishing, because usually people that they undertake this Herculean task of editing a book, believe it or not, they are late. So we cannot control, unfortunately, we cannot control the timing of publishing. We can control the timing of our conferences, but some people get the papers, and unfortunately, they disappear. And we have to be very polite with them, the editors and the reviewers. We do have a system of line review, peer review, so if you can help us, and we have the credentials to help us, please do so. Now, I'm going to start, I'm chairing the first session, I'm going to shut up and see how the sharing is managed. We have overbooked all our sessions, like the airlines. Hopefully not, some will not show up, but we will manage because we're a good family. Now, are there any very important logistic questions? No, thank you very much. I mean, you have the chance, I can blast it. So I'll ask Professor Perucci. Okay, so you have, now let me repeat the process that Professor Poulos said. First, you have 15 minutes to impress the world. After all presentations have been made, then there is the discussion. The first session is a demonstration session. It's not determined by the quality of people presenting. It's just to show how we run the conferences, okay? Nothing else. Professor, you have 15 minutes. You have a PowerPoint presentation. So you are in the new school.